certain candidates could not be hired because they have a disability, they are white men, they are straight white men, they are not of the, quote, right religion. All of these are verbatim quotes.
Thank you for the question, Senator. I've never seen that before.
You've never seen the email before?
I've never seen it.
Ted Cruz didn't walk in with opinions. He walked in with receipts. One State Department email. For explosive categories allegedly blacklisted: white men, straight white men, Christians, and the disabled. When the ambassador claimed total ignorance, the hearing didn't just heat up, it unraveled. Please subscribe and watch closely. This isn't just a political argument. It's a look at the hidden war for the soul of the federal government.
Abercrombie Winstanley. The Biden administration, I believe, is staffed by radicals. The State Department has consistently alienated our friends and appeased our enemies. You're empowered as the State Department's first standalone Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer. Your mandate is to promote a concept on the left called equity, which I think is nothing more than brazen discrimination. You were appointed in April 2021, and as you extensively testified this morning, you introduced fundamental changes to the State Department hiring practices in line with the mandate of equity to affirmatively and aggressively discriminate. A year after your appointment, in April 2022, the State Department released its, quote, equity action plan to integrate these so-called equity principles into, quote, all aspects of State Department foreign affairs. That very week, just days after you published the equity action plan, and 1 year after you began your tenure, a senior State Department official broadly distributed what I consider to be a very troubling email. I have a copy of that email next to me. Let me read from a part of the email. The email says that hiring practices have developed inside the State Department so that, and I'll quote, that certain candidates could not be hired because they have a disability, they are white men, they are straight white men, they are not of the, quote, right religion. All of these are verbatim quotes from the email of a senior State Department official. My first question to you is, did you clear this guidance?
Thank you for the question, Senator. I've never seen that before.
You've never seen the email before?
I've never seen it.
So you didn't know it had been sent?
This is the first time I'm seeing it, sir.
Well, do you know that it is happening? That the State Department perceives, and this is, I believe, as a result of your work, that they have a mandate to discriminate against, as the email says, to discriminate against people with disabilities, to discriminate against white men, to discriminate against straight white men, and to discriminate against people that are not of the, quote, right religion. I'm not sure what that meant, but I suspect it meant that if someone is a Christian. I don't know that because that's not what the email says. Are you aware these practices are happening at the State Department?
Again, thank you for the question. I am definite and certain that they are not happening at the State Department. But again...
So do you believe the senior State Department official who sent this email was lying?
Senator, I can't comment on, I don't know who that's from. I don't know if it's, I've never seen it before. So
you're the Chief Diversity Officer, and you're arguing you are certain discrimination is not happening at the State Department. Is that right? Was that what you're testifying? That's what you just said.
I am saying that it is against the law, and we certainly are not overtly or on purpose breaking the law in the Department of State. Certainly, there are members of our organization who do discriminate, who do harass, who do bully, which is why we are trying to put in place programs to address it and to strengthen accountability for those who do
So,
indeed break the law.
so you didn't clear this guidance, and after it was sent, you're testifying now that you remained unaware of it, so no one showed it to you. You were in the State Department for a year. You were empowered in your position in an unprecedented way. In your testimony, you talked about creating a DEIA data working group about hiring practices and a dedicated DEIA core precept. And your testimony is you didn't know that this discrimination was happening. My staff can transmit to you the exact header and the details of this email.
Okay.
But I have to say, Ambassador, I find it a little bit amazing that this discrimination is being reported to be ongoing in the administration, and you are professing to be unaware of it. You know, I'm reminded from a line from the movie Office Space. What would you say you do around here? What is your job if not to stop discrimination? And unfortunately, I believe what your job in practice is encouraging this discrimination. This is a manifestation. You just said a minute ago in testimony, your hiring and promotion in the State Department will depend on complying with the edicts from your office. Is it good for the State Department and good for the United States government to be actively discriminating based on disability, based on race, based on being straight white man, or based on not being the right religion? Is that good or bad?
Senator, as I'm looking at the email, it does appear to me, and my eyesight is not great, that people have reported comments. That's certain candidates.
So what it says is, unfortunately, over the past several months, a number of people have reported comments that certain candidates could not be hired because. So these are employees at the State Department saying, we can't hire someone because, and here's what the email lists, they have a disability, they're white men, they're straight white men, or they're not of the right religion.
Indeed. And so I would say comments does not at all say it is indeed happening.
Comments from hiring people saying we can't hire them because of it.
Time of the senator has well expired. I would ask the senator to submit copies for the rest of the committee so we could see it. And if there's an attribution, which I don't understand if there is or isn't one, if there's an attribution, then that person should come forward and it should be fully investigated what he has to say. Otherwise, we have an anonymous entity.
Is your hard work being replaced by a government checklist? Are you in an approved or disapproved category? Cruz just exposed an internal email showing the government is actively sorting candidates by race, gender, and religion. Here's why trust is collapsing. It was a public collision between two competing visions of fairness in America, equality versus equity. Think of it like a shoe store. Equality is giving everyone the same size 10 shoe. It's fair in theory, but it only works for the people who happen to be a size 10. Equity tries to give everyone a shoe that fits their specific background. But here is where the tension lies. In a federal agency, fitting should be about your skills and merit, not your race, gender, or religion. When the government starts deciding who fits based on identity categories, it stops being a meritocracy and starts being social engineering. Cruz didn't just bring theories to this hearing. He brought receipts. An internal State Department email allegedly showed candidates being excluded for being the wrong identity. This moves the debate from the classroom to the halls of power. It is the reason trust in our institutions is collapsing. If you work hard and follow the rules, do you still get the job? Or does your success now depend on whether your category is currently in favor with the bureaucracy? Once citizens feel that equal treatment depends on their identity rather than their performance, the social contract breaks. Either leadership knew this was happening and let it slide, or they have no idea what's going on in their own offices. Neither answer inspires confidence. The real question isn't whether we should have diversity. It's whether we can have representation without crossing the line into state-sanctioned discrimination. Drop your thoughts below. Like, comment, share, and subscribe for deeper political breakdowns. No spin. No fluff. Just the agenda.